Mavericks hosting the Wizards, and the Mavericks are 7 or 7.5 point favorites. The over-under is at 225.5. I have Dallas at minus 285 on the money line, and Washington at plus 228 on the money line. The Wizards have won their last two games. The Mavericks lost the last game that they played. Before you bet on this game, go to Twitter, go to Underdog NBA, and see what players are actually going to play in this game. And use a site like Vegas Insider. It'll allow you to compare all of the casino's pricings, whether you bet online or in person, so you get the most advantageous line for yourself. It's totally free, and we all know the difference between a half a point and a point is the difference between a win and a loss. Now, head-to-head, the Wizards are on a 3-game winning streak against the Mavericks. These teams are 5-5 against each other in their last 10 meetings. The underdog has covered the last 4 games. The underdog is 8-2 against the spread, while the underdog is 6-4 on the money line. The home team is 8-2. The over has hit in their last 4 games. The over is 6-4 in their last 10 meetings between each other. And the over-under at 225.5 specifically is 5-5. The last game that they played, the Wizards won 113-105 in Washington as an underdog. The game before that, the Wizards won 135-103 as a 7.5 point home underdog. The game before that, the Wizards won 120-114 as a 6-point underdog. The game before that, the Mavericks won 125-124 in Dallas. And the game before that, the Mavericks won 109-87 as a 6-point road favorite. So the last 3 games have belonged to the Wizards, and then the 2 previous games to that belong to the Mavericks, and the Wizards have won 4 out of the last 6 against the Mavericks. Now, the Mavericks are 17-8 at home, while the Wizards are 8-16 on the road. The over is 27-21 in the Mavericks games this year, and the over is 22-21-3 in the games in which the Wizards have played, so they've had 3 ties. Now, the Wizards have covered 2 out of the last 4 games. They've covered the last 2 games that they've played. We've had a combined 256 points, 221, 245, and 220 points in those games. The Mavericks have only covered 1 out of their last 5 games. We had a combined 210 points, 205 points, 252 points, and then 263 points. So a couple of those games, there was no defense. The under has hit in the Mavericks' last 2. I'm going to take the Wizards with the money line. I'm going to take the Wizards getting the points. And I'm going to go over in this game. These are just my picks. If you disagree, please go with your gut and please bet responsibly.